Hola todos! Welcome back to European Spanish. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Spanish education system. We are going to see the different levels that we have, if they are compulsory or not. We will talk about uniforms and about public and private schools. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And let's start. Right, so first of all, we have to say that the education in Spain is compulsory and free for children between the age of 3 and 16 years. It is free if the family choose to take the children to a public school, because that means that the national government supports these schools. So here we have the first choice that the families can make. So we have three different kind of schools. The public or state one, which is supported by the government. Those privately run schools that are funded by the government. So maybe some families of that school have to pay a fee, a monthly fee or a yearly fee. But then there's families that can pay less or nothing because it's funded by the government. And then we have those schools that are purely private, and every single family that take the children to that school have to pay this monthly or yearly fee. The majority of the schools in Spain are mixed-sex schools, except for those that are private that maybe can be single-sexed. Regarding uniforms, only those private schools or privately run schools used to be the ones with students wearing uniforms. But nowadays I think that many public schools are offering the option of wearing uniform in those schools, maybe because families prefer to not to overthink too much about what the children are going to wear, but obviously if it's compulsory in the private school, in the public school can have half of the students with uniforms and the other half with the regular clothes, just because it's optional. Uniforms depend on each school. They all have their own colors and they have different styles, like you can find gray or navy blue trousers, jacket or a cardigan instead. They can wear ties or not. But I think that something that is progressive is that the girls are not obliged to wear skirts. They can wear trousers like boys. So I think that's a step forward in this society. Focusing now on the different levels that we have in the education system, we said earlier that it's compulsory from the age of 3 until the children are 16. But if you want to take your child to a crèche or playgroup or nursery, that's what we call Guardia, and it goes from the age of 3 months until the children are 3 years old. The only thing is that, as is optional, they are normally private playgroups, nurseries that you have to pay for. At the age of 3, they go to school, but it's a preschool, so children go from the age of 3 until the age of 6, and there they start learning the numbers, the letters, and they develop different skills. This is what we call educación infantil. So now that we have talked about guardería and educación infantil, we are going to talk about primary school or primary education, educación primaria. And here the children are around 6 until they are 12. During primary school, they normally start at 9 in the morning and they go home around 2. But I think that it depends on the region in Spain. I think that there are some schools that they start at 9 and they finish at 5. But they have a break between 1 and 3 to have lunch because, as you know, here in Spain, our main meal is lunch. Once they have finished primary school, they go to high school or compulsory secondary school, what we call secundaria, educación secundaria obligatoria, what we say short ESO, and then they go to high school, the instituto, from the age of 12 until the age of 16. If you're going to a private school, probably you start in that school when you are 3 and then you finish when you're 16 because the primary and secondary education is in the same school. While if you were going to a public school, you will go from the age of 3 to the age of 12 and then you will go to a different high school. They are not related. And this is the high school where you start when you are 12, and if you decide to go to university, you will finish when you are 18. Once you have finished the compulsory secondary education, or ESO, then you have 2 options. You can continue studying the upper secondary education, which is optional, or you can do the vocational courses. They are 4 and they are optional as well. The upper secondary education lasts 2 years, and then you have the Living Cert, the exam, what we call Prueba de Acceso a la Universidad, or PAU, or Selectividad. And once you have passed that exam, you go to university. So before that exam, you have these 2 years to prepare yourself, and then you can choose different options. You have arts, humanities, science and engineering, social science, or natural and health science. So, depending on the degree you want to do at university, you will choose one of these paths. This level is what we call bachillerato, and as I said before, they last 2 years. If you decide to do a vocational course, what we call formación profesional, we have 2 levels here: medium, formación profesional de grado medio, and superior, formación profesional de grado superior. So if you do the first 2, then you finish doing 4 of them. But if you have finished your bachillerato and you want to do the superior part, you can do it as well. Once you have bachillerato or the superior level of the vocational course, you can access the university after doing the exam. If you're not sure about what these vocational courses are, they are trainings for a working skill like plumbing or hairdressing. While you are in high school, you normally start at 8 or 8:30 in the morning and you finish at 3. Let's talk now about the school terms. Here in Spain, we start the academic year on the 15th of September, around that date, and we finish the academic year around the 22nd of June. There we have the 3-term system, and we have holidays, the Christmas holidays, which last 2 weeks. Then we have 1 week for Easter, and after that, after the 3rd term, we have summer holidays, which goes from the 22nd of June until the 15th of September. I know that in each country is different, probably here because of the heat and how hot it is in summer. I don't think that many children can focus on anything when you are melting. But yeah, let me know if in your country is similar or if it's a bit different. Right, that's it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. I think this is a very interesting topic that for many years I have been discussing with different people that I know from different countries. So if you have any doubt, let me know in the comments, as well as if you want to share with me how things are in your country. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Hasta pronto!